parents of a young Kansas City Chiefs fan have recently received a whole bunch of smoke because their son wore a headdress and face paint during the Las Vegas Raiders versus Kansas City Chiefs in Las Vegas on November 26th, so a couple of weeks ago. Now, if y'all see this picture, he's got, and I want to be very respectful, I know that they refer to it as a headdress, but this is obviously part of the Native American culture.
Mm-hmm.
And this young kid has his face painted. One side is black, one side is red. And
man,
the young boy and parents have been accused of racism.
That's such a touchy subject because, Denise, you got to think in the last 3 years, it's been about 5 years now. You've had major franchises change their names, names that they have had their entire existence, like the Cleveland Indians. They had to change to the Cleveland Guardians.
Washington Redskins.
They had to change to the Washington Commanders. And there had been pushback from other universities that use Native Americans as mascots. Right here in Milwaukee. The Golden Eagles used to be the Warriors. When Tony Smith played for Marquette, they were the Marquette Warriors.
I did not know that.
Yes, they had to they changed it to the Golden Eagles because they got a lot of flack for over that.
Are you ready for this? My high school, Harrison, it's still Harrison High School Warriors.
Yeah.
And the mascot, keep talking, because matter of fact, I'm a fact check. I'm going to go to my high school's website and see if they still have the headdress, the Native American headdress as the mascot.
Yeah, so you have a lot of people.
Blackhawks, yep.
Yeah, it is so insensitive because now there have been some pushback too, because there are teams that have said, look, we're not trying to disrespect Native Americans. Like the Atlanta Braves were like, we ain't changing our name. The Florida State Seminoles were like, we still gonna do our chop. That's what we do. And the Kansas City Chiefs were the same way. They're like, we're not changing our names. But what I can say about this kid that was dressed, this 9-year-old that was dressed up in Native American headdress and face paint and stuff like that, what if he's actually Native American?
Is he?
Right. We don't know. So, or if something, or maybe, some of his family may have Native American in them.
Okay, but here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why I know he's not. Because if this young man or his parents were Native American...
Yeah, they would just come out and say it.
No, they wouldn't have put on the red and black face. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me putting on blackface.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're Native American, you're not going to make a caricature out of your identity.
Right.
So if this family and this young boy were Native American, I guarantee you they would have simply wore the Kansas City jersey, probably not because of what it truly represents in terms of the mascot. But they wouldn't. They would put red and black face.
Yeah, yeah.
And they wouldn't. True. And that headdress, it's screaming Amazon.com. Screaming Amazon.com. Hey man, where you get that? That's not what Native American people do. I can guarantee you that. I'm not Native American, but as a person of color, I guarantee you, we ain't out here. Yeah.
And Denise, that was the thing that going back to what I said before, not knowing how you may affect or offend someone, because for the longest, I couldn't understand why Native Americans would have a problem with the Cleveland Indians. I would think that it was something that was promoting Native Americans.
You are treating them like they are an object, or you're exploiting that culture. You're making it seem like, these people aren't human. They're not human. They're not
Yeah, and I can see it. And
People, they don't have feelings. They're cartoon characters or like that's
yeah.
not.
But you may run into some Native Americans and be like, oh man, that's that doesn't offend me. But then there's others that, like you said, we're not a mascot. So
let's just run this down, okay? So let's just remove Indians, okay? How about this? And coming out to the field, the Cleveland Arabs.
Yeah, right.
The Cleveland Jews.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Mexicans.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Negroes. What?
Or if you're outside of our studio, the Cleveland Smokers.
Right. Shade, no shade. We got like we got a lot coming in. I know, y'all. Yeah. I know, Telly.
But we
got a lot coming on YouTube.
But you're right though, because that was one of the. Now I did understand from the Washington Redskins point. Like once I found out like the real name behind Redskins, I was like, now that is jacked up.
Oh, that's like the N-word.
Yes, right.
Like for real.
Yeah. And it took them that long to change that.